Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the solo LP. When I start uploading this, it's going to be actually two LPs at the same time. This is going to be the solo version. At the same time this uploads, you should be able to find the co-op version, which is done with one of my real-life friends. This one is more supposed to give you an experience or an insight into the game through the single-player experience, which is, you know, fairly different, not for any specific reason other than you're solo and you have a companion, but also it just gives me a chance to show off the other two races that aren't featured in our multiplayer LP. So we're going to pick single-player mode here. I'm going to name things slightly different, just to make it seem like a different world. Come, let us record our adventures in this journal. It shall be known as the Crystal Chronicles. But first, we must know the name of your hometown. So, like I said, I'm going to name things slightly different from the co-op LP. We're going to call this... D-pad's going a little bit funny. I mean, not D-pad, analog stick. We're going to call this... Where is it? Cove. Which is a Welsh word, I think? I can't remember. I decided on this a couple days ago, and I don't remember. I didn't write it down. Year 1. The morning of my departure was here at last. I tried to brace myself for the journey ahead. There was a field along the main road where I decided to camp until sunrise. Tomorrow, I set out in search of myrrh. So, this is our main menu, which you can get to from the B button on the world map. There's a couple different things. We can see our diary to review our journey so far. Bring a friend. We'll talk about this in a second. Options. Let me just go to these options for a second. Is there anything I need to change? Position markers. Music? Nope. Everything's good. Save game. Sit out. So, we don't have a character yet. As you may have noticed, they didn't ever give us one to start us off. That's because we have to make our own character. And, of course, you can't go too crazy with the customization. You get some preset options to choose from. That's about it. But, because there are 2 playable races that we have not seen in the co-op LP, and we will not be seeing, I'm going to play 2 different characters. I'm going to go with the first character we'll see in this LP, which will be... I'm taking some creative liberty with the spelling of this word, because I... Whoops. I like it better spelled this way. Sirocco. Which is a... I forget the origin of the word, but it kind of means like a dusty, dry wind thing. Now, I'll show you all of the races, and then I'll tell you which one I'm going to be using. We have Clavat, long hair, looks like this. Clavat, short hair. Clavat, dark coat. Clavat, white cap. Of these, I'm kind of partial to the dark coat and the long hair. Lilty, barehead. Lilty, blue armor. Lilty, elegant. And Lilty, red mask. I'm not too partial to any of those, personally. Yuki, spiral. Yuki, tulip. Yuki, spoon. These are really weird names. And Yuki, heart top. In general, I'm not a big fan of the Yuki design, so, you know, whatever. Silky, Wolfie. Silky, raccoon tail. Silky, shark eyes. And Silky, owlhead. I kind of like the shark eyes the most, but for this LP, we'll be using Wolfie. Because that was... It was actually the male version of this that was decided upon in the poll I held on Candyline Gaming, about 5 minutes before I decided recording this. But, in the interest of fairness, I chose a female character, because the other one's going to be male. Anyways, as a Selkie, the family trade. Selkies are traditionally thieves, but I think we're going to go merchant. Try not to read too much into that. The family trade does matter, because it determines what kind of stores you have in your hometown. And we should be getting a... There it is. Introduction cutscene to let us go meet our family. I love the music in this game. I'll go silent a lot just listening to it. The day has come. Every single one of us looks forward to the coming of the myrrh. Not just the myrrh, of course. We'll count the days until your return. When are you coming home? You are coming back, aren't you? I want to go traveling, too. We'll all pray for your safe return. Take care. Sirocco, the merchant's daughter, is set off by her father Zagat, her mother Rasi, her brother Deti, and her sister Momo Fia. I can't pronounce that. That's interesting, though. I've always wondered if those names are just randomly picked out of a list, or if it depended on how many families you had of the same race. It looks like they're just picked out of a list, because that guy's name was different from the last time I picked a Selkie. And also, I had 2 sisters. Anyway, instead of setting out right away, we're actually going to make our second character. who we will be naming just after the theming of Crystal Chronicles. I wanted to give more of a Welsh flavor to this thing, so we're gonna name him Kellen, which is Welsh for holly, if I believe, right? And Kellen's gonna be a male. So let's go through all the male options. We have Clavat Calic. That's kind of the standard, like, poster boy one for this game. Clavat Natural. Clavat Headband. And Clavat Cap. I kind of like all of them, except for the cap. The cap's just weird. It's not bad, it's just odd. Lil T Bearhead. Lil T Horned Helm. Lil T Steel Visor. And Lil T Bucket Head. Now, I'm not a big fan of hats on my characters, but I do like the Lil T Steel Visor, and the Lil T Horned Helm's not bad either. No, nor is Bearhead. Yuki One Horn. As I said before, not a big fan of the Yukis. Bumpy. Yuki Longbeak. Yuki Black Mage. I'd like being able to see my character's face. How about that? Except Vivi. Vivi's an exception, because friggin' Vivi is awesome. Selkie Wolfie. As you can see, it's pretty much the same as the female one. The hair is slightly differently, and the clothes are a little bit different, but basically the same character. Selkie Shark Eyes, which I don't like at all. He looks like a Naruto character. Selkie Bandana, but like a bad design for it. Selkie Raccoon Tail. Yeah, this one I kind of only like Wolfie. But the other race we haven't seen, and will not see, is Lilty, so I'm going to play one in the solo LP. And Frieza voted for Horned Helmet. I'm going to need a blacksmith. So we're going to make Kellen's family a blacksmith. We can go to towns that are other from ours to get blacksmiths, but meh. Oh, God, the music is so good. I love it. This game has a lot to do with Final Fantasy IX, specifically the designs and aesthetic. Today you finally step out into the world in search of Myr, and you come safely back to Cove, alright? Did you find any materials for smithing? Bring them back to us. We'll forge you a fine weapon. Don't worry, I'll take care of Mother and Father. We'll miss you. Be sure to eat well. They're all midgets. I can't tell which one's the dad. Kellen, the blacksmith's son, is sent off by his father Garakt, his mother Elna, his brother Kilth, and his sister Cal. I don't know that I'm pronouncing Kilth right. Kill? I don't know. I don't think TH is pronounced that way. Whatever, maybe it's a made-up name. I honestly don't know. Anyway, so what's going to happen is this game takes place over a bunch of years. As you can see in the top left corner, it says first year. The minimum amount of years to finish this game is, I think, 7. So if we back out to this menu for a second, I'm going to play the first year as Sirocco, and then every even year as Kellen. Now, we're going to be playing on different files, just because once I complete a dungeon, if I keep doing dungeons, I'm going to progress years, regardless of whether I want to or not. So, I'm going to play Kellen on a different file. I'm going to use this Bring a Friend thing to import him from the other file. Anyway, set out. I'll have to switch over to Sirocco anyway. And let's progress. Huh? Metal Gear? What's that? It's an event. This is gonna be our first major difference from the co-op LP. Hey, old fellow caravaner. You're the caravan from Cove, are you not? I heard they were sending out a new caravan. You seem quite capable. My name is Saul Rocht. Praise the sun. I am captain of the caravan from the great fortress at Alphataria. Our caravan boasts a history that stretches back thousands of years. But let us discuss that some other time. Stiltskin, do you have a moment? This is the caravan from Cove. Come on, say hello. Allow me to introduce Stiltskin. He may not look it, but he is a seasoned adventurer. Even we turn to him for counsel from time to time. No, I'm just a Moogle that likes to get around. I learned all sorts of things in my travels before I knew it. I'm on my way somewhere right now, but I could teach you a thing or two if you like. How do I reply? Yeah, sure, teach me. By the way, are you setting out all by yourself, Kupo? You've got a lot on your shoulders, Kupo. Let me carry the crystal chalice for you, Kupo. Yes, a capital proposal. Praise the sun. Let Mog help you. Well, let's find a better spot. So, I understand that, you know, some people get turned off by co-op LPs on a channel that's primarily solo LPs. That's another reason why I wanted to do this one alongside the co-op. And for that reason, we're going to be doing all the same stuff. I'm going to try and segment the content of the videos exactly as the co-op one has. So we're going to go through this tutorial just like in that one. Now we can walk around, and there's this chalice here. In multiplayer, Mog here doesn't exist, so you have to carry the chalice yourselves. Like so. And you can't do anything when you're carrying this chalice. And if you leave the chalice range, well, it's not going to happen here because it's a safe area. But if you leave the chalice range, you start taking damage from the miasma, which is like this poison gas substance that covers the land. And that's why we have to go out and get myrrh to replenish our crystals, which will protect our town. Anyway, let's talk to Stiltskin here. Let's learn about the world. Our world is covered in miasma. Sustained contact with miasma gradually drains your life away. Crystals protect us from the miasma. Towns big and small each maintain a crystal to hold it at bay. You see, crystals must be purified with myrrh once a year or they lose their brilliance. Crystal caravanners like you journey to seek out that myrrh. Drops of myrrh are gathered in the crystal chalice. The chalice not only carries myrrh, it also protects the caravan from miasma. The goal of your journey is to find myrrh trees all over the world, and, you guessed it, your path to the myrrh trees is blocked by hordes of monsters. You need to fill your chalice with myrrh before bringing it back to your village, but each tree yields only a tiny drop of myrrh at once. So you must find several myrrh trees in order to fill your chalice with myrrh. Once you draw myrrh from a tree, it can take as long as 2 years for it to replenish itself, so keep looking for other trees. Are you ready for the second step? Yep. Great torrents called the Streams of Miasma cut through the world, dividing it into sections. Each miasma stream possesses a certain element. To cross a stream and enter the lands beyond, you must change a crystal chalice's element to match that of the stream. There are 4 elements: fire, earth, water, and wind. If you're trying to cross a stream of fire, your chalice had better be a fire. 2. You can tell what your chalice's current element is by the color of its aura. So how do you chase the chalice's element? Well, you can place the chalice on platforms called hotspots. Doing so will change the element of your chalice to that of the hotspot. Once your chalice's element matches that of the stream you want to cross, go ahead and rush through. Also, once you've drawn myrrh from a particular place, you can change your element by simply visiting that place again. He's talking about how you don't have to go into the dungeon to change it. You can change it from the world map once you finish that dungeon. So, oh god, I hate live voice acting because I stumble over my words and, you know. Anyways, let's ask about how to wield weapons. Select attack from the command list and press the A button to attack with your weapon. You can unleash combo attacks if you press the A button repeatedly with the right timing. Let's give it a go. You have a basic 3-hit combo. Smack him up a little bit. I'm not sure if I think I have to talk to him again. Yeah. Okay. Just keep beating him on him until he's satisfied. Use focus attacks to defeat powerful enemies. Holding down the A button until you see a targeting ring appear. Move the ring with the D-pad and line it up with an enemy. Release the A button to unleash your attack. You don't have to use the D-pad, you can use the analog stick. But you see this targeting ring. When you cast magic, you'll get to that in a second, you also make a targeting ring happen, and you can combine focus attacks and magic together. Oops, out of range. Every race's focus attack is different. Selkies have this long-range thing. I forget what lilties are. Flavour is like a jumping slash. And Yukis, I honestly have no idea. I never play Yukis because I don't find them at all cool. Okay, that's enough. Well, that's all I have to say about using your weapon in combat. Alrighty, next up, how to cast spells. Okay, in order to cast spells, you have to add them to your command list. This list determines what the A button does. You can cycle through the actions on the list with the L and R buttons. Press the Y button to open the main menu, then open the command list menu. If you're already in a different sub-menu, press the L and R buttons and cycle to the one you want. Aside from the attack and defense slots, you can customize the command list with any Magicite or any items you like. So if you want to cast spells, pick Magicite. If you pick up Magicite while your command list is empty slots, the spell will automatically appear in your command list. Once you're done, press the Y button again to close the menu. Alright, let's give it a shot. You can cycle through different commands for the A button by pressing the L and R buttons. So press the L or R button until attack changes to fire. Casting spells is similar to unleashing focus attacks. Just hold down the A button and move the targeting ring beneath an enemy, then release the A button. Okay, so attack and defend are mandatory in your command list, but otherwise it works pretty much the same as Crisis Core, if I remember right. You just kind of cycle through and you pick whatever's there. Did Tabata make this game? Boom! You notice that wasn't fire. That's because Mog was helping us fuse a spell. You can do this in multiplayer just by placing both your rings over each other and then boom. Anyways, let me tell you about spell fusion. When you fuse two different spells on the command list together, they create an entirely new spell. Let's try putting Fire and Blizzard next to each other on the command list, then selecting Fuse. Once this is done, you can cast a spell called Gravity. Cast a new spell like you would any other. Select Gravity and the L and R buttons, then hold down the A button and wait for the targeting ring to appear. Finally, select your target with the D-pad and release the A button. You can't do this in multiplayer, you have to combine spells manually with each other's targeting rings. Oh wait, we didn't set that to fuse, did we? Also, this menu does not exist when you're playing multiplayer because it's all on your GBA screens. It also does not pause the game when you do that. Anyway, fuse. Now we have Gravity. And you see it takes up 2 command slots. Where is he? Get over here. Stop moving around. Loser. Wait, I missed him those other 2 times? Oh, I guess it's got a delayed on it. There we go. Move. I know you want to move. I'm going to cast a spell and you're going to move as soon as I do. Never mind, okay. How many more times do I have to cast a spell, Stiltskin? God damn it. I get the point. God damn it. Think you got it? Try using that in battle. Finally. That's all I have to say about casting magic in battle. By the way, any Magicite you find will disappear once you leave its native area. So you can't take spells from one dungeon to another, sadly. And let's ask about Mog's help, because he's completely new to single player. In single player mode, Mog will accompany you. He'll carry the crystal chalice for you while you're busy fighting monsters and carrying objects. To ask Mog to carry the chalice, drop and press the X button. When he's carrying it, press the X button to have him drop it. You can call him close to you by holding down the X button. Mog, be sure to help Sirocco. Kapow! How different would Final Fantasy be if they translated Kupo as motherfucker? Help him out, Mog. Motherfucker, let's go! Anyways, I can carry it around, and that's pretty dumb because I can't attack, so Mog! Next, broski. And he'll generally keep up with you. You might, like, run up against the edge of the arena, but I don't think you ever can get past it. He'll keep up with you, and if you hold down X, he'll follow you wherever you go. I think it's all, so let's talk to Stiltskin and get out of here. New diary entry. That's a new memory. Now, when I said this game has a lot to do with Final Fantasy IX, there's a lot of different ways that comes across. In the aesthetic, the music a little bit. Definitely the memory aspect. There's a lot of reference to memories in this game, and you'll see why later on. But also, a lot of actual enemy designs were taken from Final Fantasy IX for this. I think it's the hedgehogs, whatever they're called. You see them in Queena's Marsh in Final Fantasy IX. They're red and they have like purple spikes and they kind of look like frogs. Yeah. I forget their exact name. Anyways, next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Solo, we'll be tackling the River Bell Path. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you all next time. Bye.